Good evening. I want to call the Columbia County Board of Commissioners July 6th meeting to order. Open and ask Commissioner Galius to open us with the invocation.
Bow with me, please, people. Our most high and mighty Lord, we thank you this week for this nation which was conceived by you and given providence by your hand upon our founders. Please remind us that in our freedom we are ordered to serve one another. Thank you for those who protect this nation and make it free, and for those who protect us to keep us free. Come reside with us as we consider the matters before our county, and let us be good stewards of your bounty. Amen.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let the record show we have a full quorum of commissioners. Commissioners, you have the minutes from the June 15th meeting in your package. If they meet with your approval, I'll accept a motion to do so.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
Any questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Approved. And then we're taking the state properties lease off the agenda, HA.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Any other changes? Is that it?
Not to my knowledge.
At this point, we have a special presentation from Senator Lee Anderson. And I got County Manager Scott Johnson has that, and I'm going to ask Mr. Billy Clayton if he's here. Thought I heard him praying, or pledging, so I know he's got to be here.
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, well, wait, you want to say something?
I ain't as young and pretty as you.
That's debatable.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's such a truly honor to be here tonight. Truly honored to be able to present this resolution to my dear friend Billy Clayton, all of our friends, Billy Clayton. This is a resolution that was passed in the Senate. All the senators had to vote on it, approve it, signed by the Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of the Senate, President Pro Tem, myself.
Couldn't get the governor out of town.
Well, we do resolutions. He
Oh,
does
I see.
proclamations. Got to go to another level.
I
boy.
didn't understand that.
But anyway,
There might be a little more something on later on, Bill.
I did the most I could do.
Wait till he finds out.
That's right. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to reminisce just a little bit with this man. It's this man right here is why we have such a great water and sewer department in our county. His staff. You cannot leave out the staff also. But this man, back in the mid-'70s, basically started the foundation. Solid water and sewer department. First time I ever heard his name, it come out of a commissioner's mouth. Had the honor to be working with Billy Clayton. Later on in life, I got to be able to ask that commissioner if I could marry one of his daughters. But I've often, many times,
Only had
Vince Robertson, my father-in-law, helped Billy start the foundation of the Water and Sewer Department. You know, when it comes to life, you really want to make sure you got some good water. This man, what's made it happen. And it's not just here in Columbia County. But over the years, this man has been sought after and looked for and asked for opinions from many, many other counties in the state. Get ideas of how Columbia County does it. Never will forget one time we went, as I was a commissioner, we went to New York City to try to get AAA bond rating. Billy his department was one of the main reasons why we was able to get AAA bond rating. Lady asked me from Moody up there in New York City, said, why, Commissioner, if you had to go out of your county, would it be any other reason you would have to go out of your county? I said, the only reason I know of is two reasons. One is I'd have to go to a hospital because we don't have a hospital. He said, the only other reason I know we got to go out of Columbia County is I had to go to New York City to get a AAA bond rating. Remember
Right, oh, yeah.
But it's just been truly an honor. And as when I was a commissioner, I told Billy,
Look, I can't stand here but just
Okay.
so long.
I told him when I was a commissioner that he could do anything he wanted to do as his department but one thing. And I said, that's retire. Now, since I'm not a commissioner, so I guess you can retire now.
Time.
And it is truly an honor to be able to do this for you.
It's an honor to have you here. I hope you don't underestimate.
I'm going to read this resolution from the Senate for Bill, and then we've got some other stuff we'll do a little bit later, Bill. But this says, from the Georgia State Senate, a resolution recognizing and commending William C. Bill Clayton and for other purposes. Whereas William C. Bill Clayton has been long recognized by the citizens of this state for the important role that he played in the leadership and his deep personal commitment to the welfare of the citizens of Columbia County. And whereas he has diligently and conscientiously devoted innumerable hours of his time, talents, and energy towards the betterment of this community and state, as evidenced dramatically by his superlative service with Columbia County Water Utility. And whereas Bill's significant organizational and leadership talents, remarkable patience and diplomacy, keen sense of vision, and sensitivity to the needs of the citizens of this state have earned him the respect and admiration of his colleagues and associates. And whereas under his leadership, Columbia County Water Utility has progressed from one water treatment plant to 2 wastewater treatment plants and 30 employees to a workforce of over 160 employees who operate 2 water treatment plants, 4 wastewater treatment plants, serving 116,000 county residents. And whereas Bill has served with honor and distinction with Columbia County, and his vision and unyielding commitment to excellence have set the standard for public service. And whereas it's abundantly fitting and proper that the outstanding accomplishments of this remarkable and distinguished Georgian be appropriately recognized, now therefore be it resolved by the Senate that the members of this body recognize and commend William C. Bill Clayton for his efficient, effective, unselfish, and dedicated public service to the state of Georgia, and extend the most sincere best wishes for his continued health and happiness. Be it further resolved, the Secretary of the Senate is authorized and directed to make an appropriate copy of this resolution available for distribution to William C. Bill Clayton. Senate Resolution 249, signed by Senators Anderson of the 24th, Burns of the 23rd, Duggan of the 30th, Goodman of the 8th, and Walker of the 20th, and others. And also signed by the President Pro Tem of the Senate, the Lieutenant Governor. Bill, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I'm good. You want to say anything, Bill? You good? Thank you. Thank you, Brother Anderson.
sir.
I'll always remember.
We had one request to speak from, is it Mr. Thompson Gooding? If you will please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Thompson Gooding, and I'm here in reference to 487 Fury's Ferry Road, the Woods at Reed Creek development. We have been working with county staff over the past several months to come up with a plan for development that is already permitted by right on this parcel. Their direction, we have approached you tonight asking for a sewer easement through some county property, which will allow us to connect to the point of the sewer system where staff has directed us to do so. Some concerns have been raised that this goes through county green space. There are many examples of sewer lines connecting already through county green space, and because this is also a flood and wetland area, we are legally required to return the green space to its present condition after connecting our sewer lines, so it will continue to be green space. Another concern that was raised by staff was the maintenance and upkeep of that. A little difficult to maintain and upkeep a wetland, but we'd be more than happy to explore an agreement with you to take care of those costs since it's sewer for the benefit of our development. Your decision tonight is your own. We look forward to approval of this request, and if denial be your decision, we look forward to working with county staff, county commission, and hopefully not, but potentially the county attorney to find another sewer solution for this property. Thank you very much.
Sir. Commissioners, you have the consent agenda in front of you. Each item on this agenda has been through the necessary committee and received the votes to be placed on this consent agenda. If the list still meets with your approval, I'll accept one vote to approve or deny them all.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any other questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. On to the debate agenda. We're going to go to Commissioner Skinner.
Okay, this is item A1, Resolution 2133. I make a motion to approve Resolution 2133, naming of the Columbia County Water Utility Administration Building to William Bill Clayton.
Read that.
Read the resolution, please.
Want to get Mr. Bill to come up and stand again?
I think he's all right. You want to come up, Bill? Okay, come up.
Full.
Oh, and I,
Reason I'm up here is to catch you if you fall.
please do.
Chairman. Trying to get our exercise tonight. Okay. I'd like to read this resolution number 2123, resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Columbia County, Georgia, naming the Columbia County Water Utility Administration Building. This resolution adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Columbia County, Georgia, whereas William C. Bill Clayton began his career with Columbia County in 1975, water treatment plant operator through CETA, which is a program established by the federal government in 1973. And whereas in 1978, he was given oversight to wastewater treatment plants, and in 1979, Bill Clayton was appointed superintendent over the water and sewer system with 30 employees under his direction. Whereas under his leadership, Columbia County Water Utility has progressed from one water treatment plant, two wastewater treatment plants, and 30 employees to two water treatment plants, 4 wastewater treatment plants, 800 miles of water main, 600 miles of sewer main, and over 160 employees. Whereas Bill Clayton served the citizens of this county 46 years, providing exemplary leadership and vision for the water utility. Whereas the official code of Columbia County, Chapter 18, Article 6, Section 18-237 3D, provides the naming of county-owned buildings, facilities is discouraged but not prohibited. And whereas Bill Clayton has made significant contributions to the development and success of Columbia County, such is worthy of lasting recognition. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Columbia County Water Utility Administration Building now be Columbia County Water Utility William C. Clayton Administration Building. Resolution adopted July 6, 2021. Thank you, sir.
Haven't seen the vote yet. I'll say two things. Y'all have done something to me that my enemy said couldn't be done. Y'all have both humbled me and found me speechless. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, there's a motion on the floor. We need a second.
Second?
Any other discussion? All in favor signify by raising your right hand. Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Clayton. Now let me find my glasses. Hold on. All right. I'll let y'all.
Thank you, Senator.
Been there, done that.
Thank you, David.
Bye.
I believe Commissioner Malier has the next item.
I make a motion to accept the grant from the Office of the Governor Criminal Justice Coordinating Council in the amount of $182,598 for the Columbia County Sheriff's Department.
Any questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Carries. Commissioner Skinner.
Okay, item B1, I make a motion to approve the requests for a rezoning from R1 and C1 to C2 for property located at tax map 061-022, 022A, and 020M, subject to the conditions enumerated in the June 17, 2021 Planning Commission report.
Second?
Any discussions or the potential? Certainly.
First of
Uh,
all, good evening.
Name and address for the record.
You got it. Marlena Bergeron, 2545 Willow Creek Court. First of all, thank you so much for having this opportunity to publicly comment. I also want to thank you all for funding the public meeting for Columbia County Parks and Recreation on June 17th. Am I really loud back there?
You're good.
Yeah, okay. The meeting reminded me that we might not all share the same passions, but for the most part, we share the same vision. We live in a beautiful place, we want to enjoy it, and we want to take care of it. Thomas Jefferson said that communities should be planned with an eye to the effect made upon the human spirit by being continually surrounded with a maximum of beauty. I've seen that corner many times on my drive home, and you know what I think is beautiful? Happy, healthy people, happy, healthy trees. Since 2015, I've been advocating ways to save trees, ways to walk, and how I can decrease my carbon footprint. I'm concerned about climate change. I'm concerned that you're not. As planners and leaders, this data point ought to be used in shaping our community's future. Flash flooding from torrential rainfall is going to be a routine part of our life in the Southeast. Declining biodiversity is happening now, and what's usually bad for wildlife ends up being ultimately bad for us. Maybe you think this critical moment in our Earth's history is just a part of its natural cycles. That's fair, except none of us were alive for the last extinction event. No one was here when the sea level was at the fall line, where Finnissy Swamp is now, and not even Gary Richardson was alive for the last ice age.
I don't believe that.
You check the fossil record. But no one seems to have time to figure out a better way to build. Everyone wants their money and their return on their investment now. Thick groves of trees are the investment today that will save our community tomorrow. We cannot continue to surrender the oldest self-sustaining residents of our county, the trees, for, in the words of Pete Seeger, pragmatic narcissism. I'm not sure there's much we can do to prevent climate change, but development projects like this, RZ 210605, and the existing landscape codes that might go into effect after might make it worse. I have 4 ideas for policies that could be implemented or strongly incentivized. Is the developer for this piece of property here tonight?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So that said, this is just for you.
No one registered to speak actually to you.
Okay. So the 4 ideas that I would like to be strongly considered or incentivized are this. Conservation easements of existing vegetation in collaboration with nearby connecting vegetation and buffers. Number 2, revised landscaping plans. This is worth our attention. Other residents have said the same thing. If we focus on native plants, we can create a critical mass to absorb carbon dioxide, water, chemical runoffs, and break up our parking lots. We can do a better job of covering these expanding roadways that will absorb more heat during the day. 137 degrees is the temperature of asphalt during the day at noon on a 90-degree day. 3rd grade science project. We also want to support our native biodiversity because economies of scale also work in nature. And here's the thing, crepe myrtles and vitex are pretty, but so are fake flowers. They compromise the local native ecosystems because nothing is eating them, and they steal pollinators' time away from our native plants. They're not shading the parking lot either. If we want to combat climate change and support wildlife, we need to protect our native workhorse trees. Number 3, we can implement walkthroughs prior to clear cutting and grubbing that salvages viable native saplings and wildflowers. I want to thank you all for funding Blue Water Engineering that went in and retrieved the endangered relict trillium plant before a parking lot expansion was going to happen at Savannah Rivers. This was a legal obligation, but it was the right thing to do. But it still makes me sad that we have yet to learn from Joni Mitchell that we want to keep putting parking lots where we have something beautiful in its place. Number 4, maybe we can maintain a natural buffer for a set time. 10-year agreements currently exist for conservation and forestry easements. Young trees in parking lots are suffering and wilting because full sun, it's just too hot. If natural shade was kept in place, young oaks could reach more mature heights, and the secondary trees could be removed and more landscaping could be considered. Now, I asked my commissioner if we could invite commercial development to leave an easement, and he said, we're not going to do that. But I say, this is America, and the time is always right to do what's right. I was told development like this is happening everywhere, but Columbia County is where we live. It's our land to love. It's ours to lose. And in many ways, it's not ours. We're just passing through, and we ought to do what's right by our next generation, who is entitled, in my opinion, to clean air, clean water, and the fruits of our own labors. So let's take a longer view. Let's say this development moves forward exactly as proposed. And let's say that even if you like these ideas.
Actually, I don't think the plans are together for this yet.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
The plans are not.
They're not together.
So I would love if these 4
Why don't you
suggestions.
email those to Matt Schlachter?
Okay, I will do that. I'd also like to give some historical perspective. If we don't do anything, I'll make it fast.
Yeah.
Real fast, because I think what we say might be too cost intensive and time intensive today, we have some benchmarks from the past. In the 1830s, people who loved this land were federally escorted off it to make room for plantations to expand. And this progress left us with the expansion of slavery, and we're still dealing with those ramifications. We also have the scars across the land where the soil was so exhausted and eroded, it split into huge gorges. Some of those are at Mistletoe State Park. You can look at Lake Olmsted, a cautionary tale about not understanding the relationship between runoff and chemicals and the waterways, because overdevelopment and removal of trees and scrub left Lake Olmsted subject to an increased amount of chemicals, and now that water is poison for pets and animals. Also, warmer temperatures encourage cyanobacteria. That's the blue-green algae. It's already present in Clarks Hill Lake. This is actually poisoning bald eagles and hawks that are nesting there now. And this is man-made. More recently, we have a retention wall that fell on Washington, and not 3 miles down, we're building the same kind of retention wall. This happened during a November rain event, and yet we are still removing trees and rebuilding the same way. It's worth noting the state scorecard for our area has indicated the past 4 years at or above average. 2018, we had 20 inches more than the average of rain, and trees absorb a lot of water. Parking lots do not. So that said, I hope that you will consider these suggestions. I will go ahead and email Matt. I hope you'll reconsider the residents who aren't here, especially those who are rooted in the ground, have feathers, or more than 2 legs. I hope you remember young people who will inherit this area from us, and that as God calls to us, that we can be good stewards of the land and the blessings and bounty we have now. Remember, it's not what we construct for them, but it's what we conserve. Thank you.
I'm assuming you're aware, you may not be aware, we just purchased 120 acres off Hardy McManus Road.
Yes, and I think that that is wonderful.
So I think this board is very cognizant of those issues and does the best it can.
Can we make an equal dedicated commitment to re-landscaping with native plants that will be larger and have thicker footprints than the ones that we've done in the past? In other words, if we commit to what's native, we're going to be supporting more habitats for birds and for insects that are special to this area. That would be wonderful. Again, because if we have chemical runoff of treated grass, is it really helping the environment just because it's green? Thank you.
Very much, Melina. Vote?
No, sir. You have a motion?
Motion, we had a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Item B2. I make a motion to approve the request for a rezoning from R2 and C1 to C1 for properties located at tax map 07803E and 074H.
Second.
Second.
Discussion, questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? Carries.
Item B3. I make a motion to approve the requests for a rezoning from RA to S1 for properties located at tax map 043022N, 022P, and 022Q for the existing bird rescue only.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, raise your right hand.
Item B4, I make a motion to approve the request for a variance to section 90-53, list of lot and structure requirements for property located at tax map 001A 116 to allow the new home to be built with a front setback of 32 feet, subject to the condition enumerated in the June 17th, 2021 Planning Commission report.
Are any questions?
I think this is a couple of years ago.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Carries. Commissioner Richardson. Have the next motion.
Motion to approve the proposal form a countywide pavement condition and evaluation survey and develop a pavement in the amount of $130,000.
Questions?
Personally, I think this is, I've challenged several staff members, ever since Johnson, Proctor, County Engineer, Kyle, and Steve Castle, when he was here, for us to come up with a plan for how to best make sure that we look at all the roads and all the neighborhoods that probably in need paving or whatever, and I think for us to cost efficiently do this, we're gonna have to lay a plan in place in order. However,
Other questions or comments? Favor, raise your right hand or your right thumb. Oh, yes. That joke. couple of property well, hold on, any legal matters?
No legal matters.
No request for review by committee? Any
No,
public
sir.
comments or participation? Executive session, we have 2 property matters. Go ahead and deal with those, can we not?
I'll make a motion to approve $20,000 to right-of-way, permanent and temporary Parkway Road.
Second.
Favor, raise your right hand. Carries.
Make a motion to accept the following donations. Robert and Amanda, parcel 07. Christian and Nancy.
Fortunato.
Otto, parcel 074. Tony Walker, parcel 07484. Marilyn and Horseman, parcel 0748. Young, parcel 0738554. Robin Jagdanden, parcel 0738353. Lois and Larry Neal, parcel 074. William and Laura Blackledge, parcel 0. Eddie Ward, parcel 07487. Julia and Patricia Oldham, parcel 074G1017. Roger Pollock, parcel 073A. Michael Ag. Parcel 074G023. Tanya Riddle, parcel 07401A. Albert and Cindy Holloman, parcel 074G1. Bridget Warden, parcel 074H15. Tim Rader, parcel 074G. Temporary and permanent easement, Crawford Creek Sewer Fund.
Second.
Other than, well, never mind. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. I believe that's all we have on the agenda unless there's something else.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. We're out of here.